The Pinky Show. Hey, the girl Pinky, Pinky, and I'm so fly. Stop, pause. Before you do anything, read this shirt. Hopefully, y'all can read it. Read this shirt. I want you guys to stop what you're doing and subscribe, okay? Hopefully, it says it correctly. But yes, please subscribe to the Pinky Show, and it doesn't have but also, you guys, subscribe to Pinky's Entertainment, okay? Like, we need some more subscribers, okay? So please subscribe to the Pinky Show and Pinky's Entertainment, okay? But now, today, Pink Panthers, it's another episode of Pinky's Advice, okay? But before I tell you what we're gonna talk about, make sure you drop it like it's hot on that like button. Make sure you get low in the comment section. Make sure you shake it like a salt shaker on the subscribe button and turn your post notification bell so you know when my next video is gonna be here, okay? Also, please go and subscribe to Pinky's Entertainment, because make sure you go watch my Euphoria video. I talked about season 2. I talked about episodes 1, 2, 3, and 4, and episodes 5, 6, 7, and 8. So please go watch Euphoria videos. And I did another Pinky's Advice when I was talking about the talking stage. So make sure you guys subscribe to Pinky's Entertainment after you watch this video, okay? So here we go. So today on Pinky's Advice, we're going to talk about who should say I love you first, okay? Now, this is kind of a debatable topic. I'm not really going to have like a step 1, step 2. It's going to be like the last video pretty much. I'm just going to be talking. But I want you guys to comment down below first before I go in with my spiel. Who do you guys think should say I love you first? Who? Comment down below. I'll give y'all 10 seconds. I'll give y'all 10 seconds. I'm patient. Are y'all good? Y'all comment? Okay. So, who should say I love you first? Okay, first of all, before I go in, I got this idea from the Big Bang Theory, because I'm like just started watching the show. Like, I'm binge watching on HBO Max. I'm on season 6, episode 5, and this is like my first time ever watching it. But so basically, if you guys have watched the Big Bang Theory, you guys should know Leonard and Penny. So this was when they was dating season 3, and of course they was dating most of the season, and then they broke up because Penny, like, Sheldon said I love you to Penny, but Penny didn't say I love you back. So it got me to thinking, who should say I love you first? Okay, this is my opinion, strictly my opinion. Don't come for me. It's my opinion, okay? I think the guy should say I love you first, okay? I think the guys should say I love you first. Because I feel like guys should say I love you first, because I feel like when a girl says I love you, we really mean it. Like, we're meaning, like, really from our emotions to physically to mentally. We can't stop thinking about you. We really love you. Like, we can imagine you being like the one. Like, when we say I love you, we mean it. Not to say guys don't mean it, but I feel like if a girl says I love you to a guy, when if the guy don't say it back, that is freaking heartbroken. Or when if he says he loves you, but then he lies, or he doesn't mean it, or you know. So I just feel like a guy should say I love you first. Because to me, I feel like if a guy says I love you first, that means he really loves you. So that's just my opinion. I feel like a guy should say it first. Now, another question. Is it a deal breaker if somebody doesn't say I love you back? Now, in Leonard and Penny's situation, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really think that was a deal breaker, because I feel like in like their situation, I feel like Okay, well, I feel like in that particular situation, maybe she didn't love him yet. Like, I feel like she wasn't ready to tell him. Like, I feel like she didn't really love him yet. There's a yet though. It really wasn't, oh, she doesn't love him at all. Like, you just need to break up with her because she doesn't love you at all. I don't think it was that. I think she didn't love him yet. And I feel like, except telling him that, she just said thank you. Or she just make it seem like, oh, we'll talk about it later. Like, what? Like, what do you mean? Like, first of all, if you ever say I love you to somebody and they say thank you, oh no, that means they don't love. Yeah, either they don't love you or they don't know what to say. Like, ain't no way I'm gonna say I love you to somebody and they say, oh, thank you. Like, what the fudge? Like, what are you saying thank you for? Like, I'd rather you just straight up and say, oh my God, I so love that. Like, I love you for that, but I'm not there yet. Or I don't love you yet. Or I really like you. Like, I feel like, to me, if you don't love me yet, that's kind of like a open breakthrough for you to explain it. Don't just say thank you and go back to bed. Like, what the fudge? Like, what are we doing here? Like, what are we doing? So comment down below. Is it a deal breaker if the other person doesn't say it back? Is that a deal breaker? I feel like it's only a deal breaker if you just don't love me at all. Like, you don't have any potential of loving me. You're just going through the motion. You don't see me as like, you don't see us anything in the future. You just loving me at the moment, or you really like me at the moment. Then yeah, then that's when I'm like, okay, yeah, you need to break up with this person. But if I feel like it wasn't the right time, or you don't feel that way yet, I'm not gonna lie, I don't think that's a deal breaker. That's just me. But I don't know. Comment down below. Okay. Or let me think. Let me think of another situation. Let me think of another situation where I love you. Do you think it's such thing as like them lying to say that they love you? Like, I feel like there are certain situations where like maybe they feel like they have to say it, but it's like, if you don't, like, don't say it if you don't mean it. Like, say you love me because you mean it. Don't say it because you feel like you're uncomfortable and you're in a weird situation and you don't want to hurt my feelings, so you're saying that you love me. Like, to me, that's worse. Or is it just me? Like, I feel like if you love me, say that you love me. I feel like, in a weird way, let's be honest, there's really not a who she say I love you, this, that. But if I have to choose who she say I love you first, I feel like a guy should say I love you first. Cause to me, that really feels like that telling me that you're serious. Like, you really see something in me. You're really like messing with me. Like, you really love me. But don't be saying it if you don't love me back, baby. Like, don't be doing that. Like, cause to me, it's kind of like, okay, you're kind of wasting my time, because all you have to do is just be straight up and say that you don't love me. That's all you have to say. You know? But I don't know, you guys. Tell me what you guys think, because Penny, when I tell you, she pissed me off when she broke up with him because of that. I was like, why did you break up with him because of that? Like, or my thing is, she should just say, oh, like, I really like you, but I feel like you're going too fast. You're saying I love you too soon. I don't know. I feel like Penny should have had communication. Like, she should have just said straight up instead of being scared. Like, that's Leonard. He loved you since the first day he met you. Like, it's okay. Like, she should have just been in communication with him. But then she gonna break up with him because, first of all, somebody put that in her ear. Like, oh, like, if you don't love him, you should just break up with him. And then she broke up with him. I'm like, why did you break up with him though? Like, what? I don't know. I feel like everybody knows that Penny loved Leonard. I feel like she was just too scared to say it, or like I said, maybe she just didn't love him at that particular moment. But I feel like she should have just had communication skills and just said that she doesn't love him yet, or you're moving too fast. It wasn't the right time to say I love you. You know what I mean? But she should be like, I don't love you yet, but I really like you. That's all she had to say. But she's gonna say she's gonna say thank you. That is like the worst thing you could ever say to somebody when they say I love you. Like, what the fudge? Like, I don't understand. But like I said, let me go and see some other topics of I love yous. Let me see. Okay, do you think it's a time limit to say I love you? I particularly don't think is a time limit. I just feel like if you feel the moment, if you really love that person, you feel the emotion, say I love you. But I don't know. I feel like I love you is kind of like a proposal. It's kind of like you think that person really like loves you and stuff, and you feel like they're gonna say yes, but when did they say no, or when did they say it's not the right time? That's how I feel like. That's what I think about I love you. Like I think I love you is kind of like a proposal. Like you hoping they're gonna say yes, but if they don't, it's up to you. Like, do you think that's a deal breaker, or do you not think that's a deal breaker? Like I said, I don't think if the other person don't say it back, it's necessarily a deal breaker. Unless you're like, I don't love you yet. Cause to me, if you say yet, to me there's a chance. You're just not there yet. But if you don't see a future with me, or you don't love me at all, you don't even love me in general, you don't even like me, then yeah, that's a deal breaker. But I don't know. That's just my opinion. Comment down below too. Do you think there's a time limit of saying I love you? I don't think it is. But that's just me. Um, Now do I think you should say it like after like the third date? No, because it's kind of like, dang, like what did I do for you to make you love me on a third date? But yeah. Let me see. Do you think it's okay to say I love you in a text message? Okay. Okay. Now, if you guys were face to face, but you either said it over the phone or in text message. First of all, if you say in text message, I'm not gonna lie. If somebody says to me in text message, I'm gonna be like, first of all, okay, I learned this like a long time ago. The difference between love and love. So I'm guessing love is of course is I love you, like you really strongly, passionately love me, like you love me, right? I think love is more like a like not like a kidding. Let me see. Okay, I feel like love is more like a slang. It's not really like a I love you. Like you're probably gonna use it, but I feel like love is like a slang. It's like a saying. So first of all, if you say I love you in a text message, then I'm like, oh my god, like you love me. But then it's like, did you just say that? Or I'm not gonna lie, I'm an overthinker. So if you tell me in a text message, I'm gonna be like, okay, do you really love me? Or you're just saying that you love me? Like, what exactly are you saying? But if you say love, well, first of all, that don't even matter to me. But if you say love, I'm probably not going to think of it. I'm like, okay, you're just saying love ya, love you. But if you say love you, I'm like, okay, you're just saying that. But if you say I love you, I'm like, oh my god, you really love me. But if you say like love, then I don't. I yeah, I did that before the love, and yeah, it's kind of the most. But then that's when I understood the difference between love and love. So I was like, okay. But I'm not gonna lie, if you say I love you in a text, I think I'm going to cry inside. But then I don't want to ruin the moment because in my mind I'm like, do you really mean that you love me, or are you just saying that you love me? But if you say it over the phone, I'm be like, I'm probably gonna be speechless. I'm be like this, like, did you just say you love me? Like, did I misheard it? But then if you act like you didn't know what you said, I'm like, okay, then whatever. But if you really meant it, I'm like, oh my god, like I might cry over the phone. Okay, but if you saying I don't know, like I said, I'm an overthinker. I'm probably the type that's going to say, so what do you mean by that? Like, do you really love me, or are you just saying that you love me? right? But if we say it face to face and I'm like looking at your body language and I'm listening to your tone and everything and you say it, I'm like, oh my God, you love me. But if you say it during phone or text, I'm not gonna lie, I'm probably gonna overthink it and I'm probably gonna ask you again, like, did you say that? Was I tripping? Like, you know? But I'm not gonna lie, like I said, going back, I'm not making this video long. Those are the few questions, okay? Who should say I love you first? I think is a guy. Is it a deal breaker if the person don't say I love you back? It depends. Um um would you be okay if somebody texts you I love you in a text message? And I think I asked another question, but it's okay. Just rewatch this video and comment down below, okay? But make sure that you comment down below who should say I love you first, okay? I hope you guys like this video. Make sure you like or dislike, thumbs up or thumbs down, comment. Please be Panther, subscribe. Turn on your post notification bell so you can know when my next video is gonna be here, okay? Cause it'll be like ring-a-ding-a-ding, 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 ding, 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 ding. Okay? Follow my Facebook at Raven Robinson. That's RAYVEN space ROBINSON. Follow two of my Instagrams. One at Show the Pinky and the other at PinkyBear00. And like my saying goes, let's smile for yourself. Don't worry. Be happy, okay? This is your girl Pinky, PINKY, and I'm so fly. Holla at your girl.